Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a recently released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we're looking at LEGO Bricktales, which takes you on a journey with you and your grandpa, who is a legendary inventor. The game is typical LEGO with lots of puzzles and very kid-friendly, with just tons of fun that adults and kids can enjoy. As always, we'll look through the options first and we'll jump straight into gameplay to show you how it works, what I like and what I don't like, and an overall first impressions. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into it. Alright, options then. Not the best options menu I've ever seen, but considering how simple and non-invasive this entire sort of interface and the way that the game works, it's not really that surprising. What's interesting is it seems to be the same options menu regardless of platform that it's on. So it's obviously available on Switch and consoles and stuff, but it still has things like the touchscreen options, which, unless you're on one of them weird fucking touchscreen computers that came out Windows 8 or whatever it was, you're not going to be using. Or if you're on Switch, this is obviously for like Switch and stuff, which does have touchscreen. So they've sort of condensed it and just used the same options menu regardless of whether it actually applies or not, which is honestly a little bit lazy, but saves time, I guess, overall. Other than that, you've got your general, you've got sound, which I'm happy to say starts at 50%, and also the soundtrack is really, really good. It's very ambient, it's very chilling, it's very much in with the theme of the game. Graphics options, like I say, this is the most disappointing part of it. There isn't a lot here. You've got resolution, borderless windowed, FPS limit, render resolution, quality, and AA. The game looks very sharp and looks very clean, but they could have possibly also done a lot to it. However, like with the way that the options are sort of condensed into just being a one-size-fits-all, it feels that's kind of how the game is. It's just been ported across everywhere exactly the same, and so to make it run on one system they need to make it run exactly the same on the other system. There's no customization available there as a result, which is why there's not that many options here. Then you've got your controllers, no rebindable keys, but you don't really need to. You're only really going to be using like 2 keys in the entire thing. You've got your speed for your cursor and things like that, which is nice. Keyboard exactly the same. Mouse speed, and then like I say, you got your touchscreen animations here. There is an autosave on the game. It just saves as you go and just boots you straight back in. You only get the one save file again. That is very reminiscent of Switch. It's very rare you find a Switch game that you can have multiple saves on. I know it's something that Pokemon fans have been just screaming about for years. So it's a just direct port, which in my eyes is not only lazy, but it makes it a bad port. Give me multiple saves, allow for that customization as opposed to just deleting your save game and having to start all the way from the beginning. So there's your options. Let's jump into the game and see what it's all about. All right, here we are in the game. It's very simple in how it looks. It's a Lego game. It's sort of like a mini platform game, but the platforms are made by you. So it's little mini puzzles and building, right? So you will have to build the stairs, or for this instance, you will have to build a canopy to walk across. And the way it works is you walk up to the hammer, and then you have these here. You have all of the bits that you need. Shows you how many there are. As you can see, there are different bits here. You've got your start point, you've got your end point, and you've got your simulator, so you can see how it works, right? So what you've got to do is you've got to make a platform that goes across. So obviously we're going to make it like so, because then we're going to want these here. This is how I would see it anyway. Now, if I had any criticism, it would be that the placement when you're using a controller is a little bit finicky. It doesn't always want to snap how you would expect it to snap, right? So you've got to be a little bit careful with it. You can make it go where you want by pressing your up and down directional keys on the controller, so you can make it essentially go how you want it to, which works. It's pretty standard. It works pretty well. But as you can see, I'm having a bit of trouble here getting it to go where I want it to. And that can cause issues. So overall, it's not bad, but it definitely could do with some improvements. Only if you're on controller. If you're using a mouse and keyboard, I would imagine it's a little bit easier to sort of do. It's a little bit easier to make it work almost. The snapping feature on the game isn't the best that I've ever seen, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. So as you can see, we've got to make this thing go across to the end, and it doesn't seem to want to. Now what you can do is you can get rid of pieces simply by pressing the backspace. But then once you've got everything sorted, it pretty much lines up accordingly, which, you know, works, and we like that. And then we should be able to put that in there, between there, he says. Now I'm no good at puzzles, and I will quite happily admit that I'm no good at puzzles, right? I will quite happily, very happily in fact, show that I am no good at puzzles and working these things and making them make sense. Less so, I feel, when I am dealing with things at different angles that I can't really see. However, as you can probably tell from the way that I am talking and getting a bit caught up in this, this is insanely fun and I'm having a ball of a time. So once you've made each of these puzzles make sense and you have got them to go in the way that they need to go in, you basically will simulate, and if you simulate it correctly and not like that, that's not correct at all. What will happen is you will see the simulation go perfectly and the robot will go across the platform with little to no effort or problem. And like I say, as you can see, this is probably not going to go well. I'm not a builder, but the game itself is fun as a result. So there you go. We've got ourselves a nice little canopy there, just to keep it nice and strong. So what do I think of the game? I think the game is very well done. I think that it... I've got to use that one. I think that it could probably do with, like I say, a bit more fine-tuning when using a controller for putting the pieces in place. I feel that it can be a little bit finicky at times. But overall, I am rather impressed with it. I think that it does the job rather well. And it is fit for purpose. And that's really all there is to say. Like, the story for it isn't amazing. Like, it's nothing to write home about. It's very, without wanting to sound silly, but it's very childlike. It sort of fits that of a narrative of something that you would write for kids, right? But then it's Lego. Of course you will. Yes, adults will have a whale of a time playing this, but its main target audience is going to be kids. So it makes sense that it is targeted towards kids, right? And as you can see, I'm sure kids would have a much better time of it than I would, because I am fucking this up something raw. Outside of the things I've already mentioned, namely the really awkward sort of placement. Oh no! Oh dear. As you can see, if you make it wrong, bad things happen. Poor old Robot Man dies and you fail. So I clearly need a bit more support here somewhere. And I'm guessing it is probably due to not having anything there. Anyway. So this is Lego, right? You've got a puzzle, you go through it, you build it, and you progress with the story. You find out what's happening. You clean up the main area for your grandpa. You go through different portals. You've got different worlds to explore and different things to discover. I feel like there's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of amazing times to be had with this game, no matter your age. And I think that is incredibly important to note, because if you can have fun no matter your age, then you're really onto a winner. I really need to get this right. There you go. Is that better? No. I am screwing something up here really badly. I don't know what it is that I'm screwing up badly, but I keep killing robots. So we're going to leave it there. Let me know in those comments down below what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Like I say, if I had any major criticism, it would be that the port is incredibly lazy, and I feel like as a result, you're maybe getting a subpar experience if you're playing on something that isn't the Switch. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all next time.